This is Rory, and this is my adventure truck. Come take a look inside. All right, so this is the inside of my adventure truck. So having a big kitchen and a big sink is super important. I usually don't go out to eat, so I make everything in here. The drying rack for dishes fits right up here and tucks in nicely. With this cabinet, kind of all set up with all the things I need. My knife hangs right here, super easy access. I've got a 42-gallon gray water tank and a 42-gallon freshwater tank. And then extra water storage right here. Propane hot water heater. Got a 2-burner gas countertop and 1-burner induction, and that works really well. Got storage up here along with one of the 2 speakers that I have in the system. Kind of everything else I could use up there. Also have a fridge right over on this side. The fridge is electric and it's just a normal kind of mini fridge size. 120 volt, so not the most efficient, but with my battery bank it doesn't really matter. With this size of fridge, I can usually go a week without going to the grocery store, and plenty of food storage over in a couple other pantry areas. So when I'm parked in an area for a little bit of time, I bring down my pots right over here, and that just makes everything just easier access, and there's usually a place for everything. I also have a max air vent up top right here, and that's a good placement because cooking is right in this area. So that's important. Usually I have this window cracked just to get a little more airflow as well. So my backsplash I use is the same material as the flooring, and I really like how the black and the light wood stand out together. So this is my office space. When I'm in drive mode, I'll have this up here, and this kind of like latches on so it doesn't flop around, and then I'll bring my monitor down with some blankets. When I want to get in, I kind of just slide back, put your feet down, drop the desk, and I've got my laptop connected to a monitor, which also swivels out. Up here I got a speaker, which I love. It's part of the other one next to the kitchen. Storage up here for some drones, camera equipment, cameras over here. Usually this gets tucked with some blankets as well when I'm driving. If you flip this up again, there's storage kind of underneath this area, and then plenty of storage kind of where my feet are. This only drops down to a couple, like 1.5 feet, and then underneath this is like a pantry, another heater, some other storage. Doing video and photo work, this place is really nice because it's a separate unit. So I can make lunch, have it at my kitchen table or dining table, and then have this still as my work zone with all my stuff organized. I also use this as kind of my like dress shirt area, my arrows for my bow, and I have my fake fur coat, spirit hood, and that's all sitting right there. So once I decided to go box truck, I started looking for trucks and then realized that there's nothing really out there that I wanted, and so I decided to buy a flatbed and build the camper, which bolts to the flatbed. So with this camper that I built, I can go anywhere and be super comfortable because there's much more space than most vehicles. Being that square walls, it's easier to build, and I can kind of customize whatever I wanted. All right, so this is my sitting area. I've got my table. The table has this right here where I can drop it down. Folds right in here. I put this right here. And then underneath the table, I have more storage underneath. And that's just kind of goes all the way over. I even have a generator, extra paint, peat moss for the compostable toilet. All my clothes are in here. And then over on this side, I have a bunch of my plants that are in kind of like travel storage. Underneath the plants is a 10-inch subwoofer that's Bluetooth to the speakers. And then my fridge is kind of underneath this seat right here. Underneath my bed, I have these large drawers that go out 4.5 feet. I'll slide one out for you. This has kind of everything that is really handy. Kind of electronic stuff, like kind of attachments, tape, all sorts of things that you might need through any project. Slides in. It's just wood on wood. There's not even any wax on here, and it slides really well. These little hinges kind of just flop down to make it so they don't slide forward when you're driving. So right over here, I've got storage for my ladder, and this big piece of plywood slides out. It's about 4 by 4 and can be used as the top of the table on sawhorses. And then if you look down on this side, I have this little hatch. This opens up right here and clicks. And the storage, kind of shoes, extra paint. I also have a diesel heater that blows right here next to my propane sensor. I have my lights, 1, 2, and my diesel heater control panel right there as well. These hooks are great for keys, jacket, that kind of stuff. All right, so this is my garage space. I've got plenty of storage over on this side. 3 levels for things to sit on. My bike is right over here. My wheels are off, so it tucks in right over here next to a hatch that opens out to the exterior. On this side, I have some tools, fire extinguisher, bear mace. All my electrical things are over on this side. A 2000 watt Xantrex inverter charger, the Renergy batteries, 300 amp hour of lithium. Tools are under here, more tools are back there, kind of tucked in. Behind me, just more gear, more tools, paint, kind of wraps all the way around and goes over this way about 4 feet. Beyond the kitchen is my shower, bathroom, closet space. You kind of step up into it, and I have 2 big boards right here. This one and this one, they slide out, and I have a Nature's Head composting toilet, along with peat moss and toilet paper, all the other things you need. Over up here, I have a pump shower that I put hot water in from my main sink, and that I can just spray on myself, and that works pretty well, especially with a heater that I have coming into here. This is a Propane Propex HS2000 model. So when I want to take a shower, I turn the heater on 10-15 minutes beforehand. This space gets really warm, like 80 degrees, unless it's freezing outside. And then I can kind of spray and give myself a shower. So this is my bed area. The bed is a queen. It's almost as wide as a queen, and it's much longer. It's about the size. When I'm in park mode, so if I'm in an area that I park for a while, I'll hang my plants up, hang my disco ball up. If the weather is good, I'll take a piece of wood like this, longer if I want or shorter. Lift this hatch up. And now I have even more headroom, a lot of fresh air. When the hatch is open, I can access the roof if I put a bigger piece of wood here, get to my solar panels if I need to clean snow off the roof. During the winter, I have 2-inch foam that I put up against the hatch right here, and that keeps everything super insulated. Behind me, I have this big curtain that goes up over the whole thing, hooks onto little hooks over here, and so that keeps the sunlight out, especially if I want to keep the door open. That's really nice. When the hatch is all the way open, you can see the stars, which is super fun. So if you're looking to buy a truck and get into this style of life, I would just recommend just going for it. You can do the research, do as much as you can, but at the end you kind of just gotta try. So when I first started, I had a lot of issues. My first winter was really cold. It was a very cold box, but you kind of just gotta work through it, figure out the problems, get through them, and if you continue with it, you'll end up with a pretty comfortable space. So here we are on the outside of my adventure truck. You can see my hatch up on the top, and that's still up. And on the other side is the solar panels. I have 400 watts that can be tilted to pretty much like 60 degrees. That's super nice when I'm in the winter and it snows. If the solar panels are tilted, the snow will just melt off. Over here, I've got 2 big storage boxes. This one over here has just kind of extra tools, another propane container. This one's got diesel fuel and gasoline. Up here, this black box is diesel fuel for my diesel furnace. And up top, I got 2 20-pound propane tanks. If you wrap over here, I've got input for my inverter charger. So like shore power, 120 volt. And then right here, I've got an external 120 volt as well, coming from my inverter. My ladder right here, this bolts on and off pretty easily. Super quick and it's super lightweight. It's aluminum and I just store it right inside my door. Right over here, I've got water for my freshwater tank. These right here are my camper jack mounts. Inside, kind of underneath my office area, I have huge camper jacks. They bolt on, and once I disconnect the box from the flatbed, I can crank them up, lift the whole house up, and drive the truck away. This is the cab of the truck. I've got a ladder and a rack system up here, which makes it super easy to get on top of my roof. The neat thing about these cab over trucks is this whole cab can tilt over, and so you can see your engine and transmission and kind of all the fluids, and everything is right there. So one thing about driving these trucks is they're super fun. They're kind of like a van. You got a huge window and the turning radius is super tight because your wheels are pretty much right below you. This is a 14-foot flatbed and it turns like a car. Underneath the box right here, I have a full flatbed that I can use as a work truck as well. Thanks for watching this video. It was fun showing you my house. The truck's Instagram is Leopard Overland, and my personal photography Instagram is Savachi. If you see me out on the road, come say hi.